we have a guest. Let's bring him in. Tama-tama to talk about this, itong mga immunities and how far they can take these immunities. We have with us former IBP President Domingo Igon Cayosa. Sir, magandang hapon and thank you for joining us again.
Hi, Attorney.
Good afternoon at magandang hapon sa ating mga kababayan.
Sir, medyo nagkagulo-gulo sa Senado. Of course, we don't have it on video. We haven't seen it yet. Pero supposedly, there was a scuffle involved in the Senate and mukhang ipapa-inquest ng Senado yung NBA agents involved at ipapatalsik yung iba, including Senator Trillanes. But of course, the question being, ito nga, they're citing some violations of Article 145 of the Revised Penal Code. Particularly about immunity from arrest for parliamentarians. Can you tell us how does this apply in general and in specifics as well? Are there exceptions and exemptions to this rule?
First, there is no blanket immunity for parliamentarians. Wala yan sa Constitution, wala rin yan sa Revised Penal Code. Ang sinasabi lang sa Constitution at sa Revised Penal Code, hindi sila pwedeng arestuhin while the Senate or the House is in session kung ang penalty is not more than 6 years.
Opo.
So if the crime for which they are being arrested is has a penalty higher than 6 years, then they can be arrested. Kung ang pinag-uusapan Constitution at batas, ang linaw-linaw po yan. It cannot be expanded. Maari yung sinasabi nila na tradition and parliamentary courtesy ang nangyari in the past, but that doesn't make for hard law. Tradition lang yan. So, and it cannot also, that kind of a tradition, to my mind, cannot be used to shield any lawmaker from arrest if the penalty imposed is more than 6 years.
Ami, ikaw.
Kaya lang, Attorney, in the case of Senator De La Rosa, of course, wala naman nakafile sa kanyang kaso kasi.
Well, I think that's the more substantive and relevant issue.
Yeah.
Kasi kung imbitasyon lang naman yan, subpina lang in an investigation, it's not a warrant. So in investigation, you can opt not to appear. You can just send your lawyers. It's good. It's good for the senators to look in all of these matters rather than make all of these claims na meron silang parliamentary immunity. Very limited po yan.
Pero sir, let me throw a monkey wrench into the discussion. What if lang? Of course, we don't know yet. We don't know actually kung meron man. But magmula pa last year, pinag-uusapan na meron daw ICC arrest warrant already, although it's under wraps or confidential. But what if lang there is an ICC arrest warrant against Bato de la Rosa? How does that apply? Kasi 6 years is in reference to a local law or local punishment for local laws. What if it's an ICC arrest warrant? What then applies?
What is important is what crime is he charged for in ICC. Ang ating pagkaalam, kagaya din ng because they were already identified as co-perpetrators of the former president. So it would be safe to assume na crimes against humanity din yan. At yung crimes against humanity, though it is true that it originally came from an international convention, this crime against humanity has been adopted in practically all countries, including our republic. So meron tayong batas dealing with crimes against humanity. At malinaw din sa batas na yan na kung meron ng international court, another court that has taken jurisdiction, the option of the Republic of the Philippines is either to try him here or surrender him before that international tribunal. Ang linaw ko sa local law na yan, hindi na ho yan yung ICC charter o yung convention provision.
In fact, Attorney, yan yung binabanggit ng Malacanang when asked about how they will deal with the co-perpetrators ni President Duterte. Sabi nila, yan na nga, yung batas na yan, it's a Republic Act, 2009 pa yan, allows the government to surrender kung sino man yung identified kapag ongoing na, di ba, yung mga proceedings in another tribunal abroad. Yan ang binabanggit nila. Ngayon, kung yan ang susundin, pwede na nga bang kunin si Senator, because identified na siya ng ICC as one of the co-perpetrators. Pwede ba siyang kunin? Outside the Senate na lang, wag na ang gulo kapag nasa loob ng Senate, siyempre mahirap talaga. Paglabas niya dyan, pwede na ba siyang kunin ng authorities natin for surrender to the ICC or kung ano man yung nila, I guess it will be the Interpol through the PNP. Pero pwede na ba siyang kunin and ibigay na sa Interpol kahit hindi na idadaan sa local court natin.
Well, that's what the law sa crimes against humanity says. Yan, pinasa mga congressmen at mga senador natin. Wala naman nakalagay doon na dadaan muna yan sa local courts. So yung resolution ng Senado, yung sense ng mga senador ngayon, that will not change the law that was legally passed by both chambers and signed into law by the President of the Republic of the Philippines nung nakaraan na. So, they can arrest him at the moment he steps out. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, they can, if there is such a warrant of arrest, they can arrest him while he is in the Senate. Yung tradition ho kasi, to my mind, it cannot and it should not be used to shield anybody from from a valid warrant, especially so the penalty is way beyond the threshold provided by the Constitution, which is 6 years or lower.
Pero sir, paano pag magmatigasan ng parehong panig? Like for example, if again, this is an assumption, assuming that there is an ICC warrant and that the NBI or PNP or the CIDG means to arrest Bato de Rosa in the Senate while in session, what if the Senate leadership, the current Senate leadership says, no, we don't want that to happen? Then you have an impasse. How is that resolved?
Well, it will be resolved. Number one, if the executive asserts its powers and its obligations, they will arrest it. They can send overwhelming force. But of course, these are all senior officials of the Republic. Maganda pag-usapan nila yan. Another one, of course, is tatakbo na naman sa korte. They can delay it there. As a matter of fact, I think there's a pending petition filed by Senator Bato de Rosa nung chismis pa lang yung warrant of arrest na yan, asking the Supreme Court to issue a TRO. To my knowledge, wala pang ni-issue na TRO ang Supreme Court kasi nga naman noon premature. So ngayon, dinggin natin kung anong sinasabi. So that might be the more preferred remedy para lang maiwasan yung possible clash of force. The forces under the Sergeant at Arms is minuscule compared to the forces under the command of the executive. So kung papatigasan lang yan, talagang overwhelming. Pangalawa, maaari din kasuhan yung mga senador na pinagbabawal, maaresto yung isang senador na ang penalty naman beyond 6 years. So mababalikan ngayon. No? They just expose themselves to all kinds of criminal offenses and charges. So maganda yung huminay-hinay muna sila. They thresh out things. Kung meron talagang warrant of arrest, edi at least magkakalinawan. Kasi ngayon, the latest we've heard it was just a subpoena for an investigation. I don't think that the NBI or CIDG would in any way also try to arrest somebody who has just issued a subpoena. Hindi naman warrant of arrest yan. But we don't know. These are interesting times. Nasusurprise tayo sa mga developments, but it would be wise and prudent to hear out the facts, clarify it muna, and let the law be respected. Either way.
Yes, sir. But sir, you can imagine the optics. You can just imagine the optics if it gets to the point where the state sends overwhelming force to the Senate to arrest Senator Bato de Rosa, assuming that there is an arrest warrant issued by the ICC. The optics would certainly not be very good.
Well, either way, it will not be very good. Imagine also a scenario where, if you put yourself in the shoes of the victims of the EJK, thousands of them, mga kaanak nila na pinagpapatay na lang at hindi naman lang binigyan ng justisya, meron ng valid case. Kinikilala ng buong mundo yan. At totoo naman, nung na-file yung mga kaso na yan, the Republic of the Philippines was unwilling and unable to prosecute and investigate and prosecute kung sino man. Because the fact is, tens of thousands of these people were killed. They were just suspects. That's illegal. That's murder. Noon, walang nangyayari na. So the optics is also terrible when you see a Senate that tries to shield one member against an arrest validly issued by an international tribunal and recognized by our local courts and even jurisprudence dahil senador siya. So either way, of course, we want to avoid violence, but either way, if they don't adhere to the rule of law, madidismaya lahat.
Attorney, ang argument dyan nung Duterte camp, nag-withdraw na tayo sa ICC. So we're not supposed to recognize yung mga arrest order, diffusion order ng ICC.
But you know, that's their claim. But there is jurisprudence, settled jurisprudence by the Supreme Court already that says there is a residual responsibility for any country that withdraws from the ICC. Meron hong provision doon for good reason, no? At pinag-usapan yan dun sa convention at na-recognize na rin ng jurisprudence natin that even if we withdraw, we have residual responsibility to cooperate with the ICC with respect to cases that have been initiated before our withdrawal from it. Ang linaw po niyan. So, kahit paulit-ulit na sinasabi nila yan, hindi na ako ma-erase yung provision na yan. Ang linaw. Pangalawa, hindi ma-erase the fact that even the Supreme Court has already recognized that in a number of its rulings. So, but then, of course, everybody, as they say, is entitled to stay in court. Nandyan yung kanyang petition. So, siguro, the ball is in the hands of the Supreme Court para maiwasan sana itong standoff o kaya maaaring clash of forces, edi ang hingin-hingin natin Supreme Court, baka naman pwedeng decision na yan, yung petition na yan, sa lalong madaling panahon. Kung baga forthwith, hindi na sana tumagal.
Sir,
Nabanggit niyo rin, attorney, na the senators could be opening themselves to charges kung sakasakali na pinoproteksyonan nila yung wanted by the ICC. Ano kaya specifically yung pwedeng i-charge sa kanila kung sakasakali?
Obstruction of justice. Diba?
Obstruction of justice.
Oh, so maaari din and you know, there are many special laws, there are many so what is important to my mind is for all the authorities to do a very quick fact check. And then, for those who need to decide, please decide as soon as possible. Nauso kasi sa ating bansang ito, yung bang nadidribble-dribble yung rule of law at saka yung justisya. Kaya nagkawindang-windang ang ating republika di ba? Nasanay tayo. In other countries, pag may kaso, as soon as possible, nare-resolve. Para maiwasan yung gulo. So, usap natin, Supreme Court, sa Senado, sa lahat, mga arresting officers, i-clarify na ho kasi yung mga facts. Para sa ganun, we can move on.
Sir, I think Senator Marcoleta and Senator Alan Peter Cayetano were also trying to make a point kanina na kung meron ng CIDG sa PINA against Senator Bato for EJK, therefore, the Philippine government has already taken cognizance of the case and wala na daw dapat pakialam ang ICC because of the issue of complementarity. That's what I that's what I understood kanina from their discussions. Their arguments. What do you think of that?
I hear that, but the issue of complementarity is determined at the time ICC assumes jurisdiction. That's subsequent. So, meron na silang jurisdiction. Dinilitis na nga yung dating presidente. So,
hindi pa habol na lang.
Parang ito too late the hero na ngayon, at sa pangalawa, too late the hero in the sense na at the time that nag-complain yung mga biktima ng Tokhang o EJK, extrajudicial killings sa ICC, wala nga naman talagang ginagawa ang ating gobyerno, di ba? Mismo yung Secretary of Justice Boying Remulla said, yung mga reports, winalana nila. Yung mga testigo, imbes na tulungan, tinakot nila. So, they have information in their hands. So, that's why wala tayong magawa kundi since unwilling or unable tayo to prosecute, di tama lang. That's the design of the ICC. Now, itong pahabol na kasi iniimbestigahan na ng CIDG, I think that's a too late defense. And, the resolution of the Senate, the sense of the Senate, as they call it, di ba, doesn't affect the ICC. It doesn't oust jurisdiction from the ICC. So, we respect that. That's how they feel now. That's what they wish for now. But it doesn't erase the settled facts. It doesn't erase the clear provisions of the Rome Statute and the clear provisions of our local law that penalizes and governs crimes against humanity.
Sir, and then one more question from me, Ami.
Yes.
If I recall correctly, after Duterte was arrested and brought to the ICC at The Hague, there was a slew of cases filed by the Duterte siblings with the Supreme Court, questioning, number one, the jurisdiction of the ICC, number two, the lack of any local court arrest warrant. Sabi na kailangan daw dumamo na sa local court. I'm not sure if there was any jurisprudence along those lines since March 2025. Are you aware of any decisions or resolutions issued by Supreme Court or any of the higher courts as far as the issue of whether or not a local court arrest warrant is necessary for an arrest to be made?
Well, I'm not aware of any decision or jurisprudence regarding those cases. As a matter of fact, until now, hindi natin alam kung anong nangyari. This is I think, one of the key defects of our system. Pati yung Supreme Court, umaabot ng siyam-siyam sa kanila.
Higit isang taon na.
These are only questions of fact. And it's the job of the Supreme Court as the final arbiter to decide either way. Walang desisyon .
Yeah.
Kaya nagkakagulo tayo . Halimbawa na lang yung pagka-dismiss kay Karandang, di ba? Nag-file yan noong pa ni President Duterte. Anong ginawa ng Supreme Court?
2019, yeah.
10 years.
And it's just a question of law. But then, ngayon lang nila nilabas at lumabas na pala ang desisyon earlier this year. This month or last month lang
January,
ata
sir.
nila lumabas. Yun, again, too late the hero. That's a disservice to the Republic. That's a disservice to everyone who are not guided properly. Kasi nga, walang desisyon . Napakatagal. Kasi kung merong desisyon, edi alam na sana lahat. Ngayon, hanggang ngayon, hindi pa rin, malabo pa rin. So, yun ang isa, yung delayed justice is really justice denied.
Pero sir, corollary to that, until or unless a decision is rendered by the Supreme Court on any of the cases questioning the arrest of President Duterte then, and any filings made by the camp of Bato de la Rosa now, pending any decision along those lines, nothing is stopping, ganun ba? Nothing is stopping them from serving the arrest warrant.
Unless the courts with finality say that an act of either branch of government, legislative or the executive branch, is illegal, it is presumed valid. Yan yung presumption of validity of official acts.
Regularity. Parang.
Attorney, pahabol ko lang kasi dito sa nangyari ngayon sa Senate, change of leadership, meron mga speculation na lalakas ngayon yung, supposedly may plano na magbobotohan sila na wag na mag-convene yung Senate. As an impeachment court, because we are expecting na mai-impeach si Vice President Sara Duterte today, or maybe later tonight, or maybe madaling araw. Anyway,
Malapit na kami. Nasa letter T na sila.
Ang pagkapasok at jurisprudence says wala akong option yung Senado. It is a clear mandatory duty. Shall ang nakalagay. Shall proceed forthwith, agad-agad sa Tagalog. That's the official translation. So I hope yung Senado hindi na naman mag-repeat performance nung nangyari nung nakaraang taon, no? Na ididribble na naman ito. So because impeachment is a very important accountability mechanism, ang tataas ng posisyon ng mga subjected to impeachment at mabibigat yung mga grounds for impeachment. So we are not making any prejudgment, and we hope the senators, or at least the majority of them, will not make prejudgment. They shed a lot of their political biases and affiliations as their own rules dictate. And at the same time, support the desire of everyone, 9 out of 10 Filipinos, to know the truth. And that truth can only be determined in an orderly fashion, hearing both sides in an impeachment proceeding. Kung harangin na naman nila, ididribble naman nila, nakakaawa naman ang katotohanan, nakakaawa naman ang ating republika. So we hope they won't do that, but of course they are the majority. They might, but who is majority and who is Senate President can change anytime. That's the characteristic of the Senate. That's part of the democratic process.